I am married to someone that is generous and kind, and it translates to me and everybody around me. I don't need to have a special arrangement when my parents, my siblings, and my relatives are coming. I don't need to prepare in a special way because I know that she is kind. She has a good heart. She's generous. There won't be a problem. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Young Christian and Married podcast. It's great to be with you again. And today we'll be talking about something very, very important and something that I value and I know that we need, especially as men and as intending couples, those that are ready to get married or wish to get married anytime soon. It's a topic that I really love us to digest. It's about actually the topic is about how I knew she was my wife. But I know it's gonna help us, especially those of us that is choosing the partner and wants to know how to choose a right partner. How did I meet my wife? Okay, we met through a mutual friend. Okay, who introduced us together. But I'm really particular about how I knew she was mine because we met, we started talking, and then I prayed to God because I see marriage as a very delicate, but not just delicate, but very important part of our lives. It's a phase that we go into and we don't come out of. You know, it's a decision that we take that defines our lives. It's a decision to have a partner in our life's journey. And it is very important that we make the right one. And what better way to make it than to seek guidance from God and to bring in your faith and your belief into the process of making that decision. It's something that we shouldn't joke with, we shouldn't play with, because it helps us understand and helps us to make sure that the person we are swearing our lives to, the person we are deciding to cleave to, is someone that will help us to fulfill purpose, someone that will help us to live that fulfilled life that is not just pleasing to God, but also to us and those around us that are of value and are of precious to us. You understand? So I decided to pray, about it while I was talking to her, because when we started talking, we sort of just connected. It was easy. We could talk about everything and anything. It was easy for me to tell her about my past. It was easy for us to flow. And we kind of just clicked. But I needed to be sure because love can be crazy sometimes, and then we can have feelings that can cloud our judgment. We can have some certain level of connection that can spring up butterflies in our stomachs, and we feel like this is the one without really carefully looking at the major things that we should be looking at. So aside the butterflies, aside the connection, aside that thing that makes us know or feel like, I think I found the one, we need to be sure that our faith aligns. that it is important that this person that we've met will help us to grow spiritually. So it was very crucial for me to hear from God, and to seek guidance, so that I am very sensitive to my spirit and the spirit of God in me, to be able to know that she's the one for me, and she's the right person for me. So why we were talking, because it took us some months, about 3 months, before we were able to see. We were just talking on the phone, you know, chatting up and everything. So before I saw her, I prayed. If I made a journey to Benin to see her, I prayed to God, and I told him that I need to know when I see her. I left all my feelings behind. I left any sort of connection I felt I was feeling. Because when we want to seek guidance from God, we cannot take sentiments into it. It's important that you want to pray for a past life partner, and the one that is in your life is what is in your mind. You kind of want God to approve the one that is in your mind. It's not like you're praying for with a clear mind. Well, the truth of the matter is that the best way to seek guidance from God is to pray with a clear mind. Don't have anyone in your mind, even if there's somebody you're communicating with. Is to just tell God to help you. Let the Spirit of God help you to pick and to know if this is the one for you, or to know the right person for you when you meet the person. So that was what I did. I prayed with a clear mind, and then I traveled to Benin, and I saw my elder brother. I took his vehicle and I went to see her. The moment I was approaching her, I just heard in my spirit, the moment I saw her, I was approaching her at a junction, and I just heard, "That's your wife." And I knew it was the Spirit of God talking to me, because I knew I prayed, and I knew that I set my mind right before that moment. And the moment I heard that word, I took it and I communicated it immediately. The moment I picked her up, I told her, while we were talking, we were just driving, to go have lunch. I told her, I said, "I'm going to marry you. You are my wife. I know you're my wife." At that moment, she did not believe, which is expected. A man cannot just come to you and tell you, "You are my wife," and then just expect you to say, "Okay." She was just meeting me for the first time. That was one. And secondly, she was a believer, and the truth of the matter is that in this choosing partner as believers, one person must not be the one to hear. Both people must hear. A man cannot come and meet you and say, "You are my wife," and then you don't care to know if that's the will of God for you, because the man has used God as the basis for it. Just call God's name, and then you take it. So I didn't expect her to accept it on that day, but I just needed to communicate it so that she knows that this is what I plan to do. This is where my mind is. And as my spirit, I've seen the nudgings, I felt it in my spirit that she's the one. It's best I communicate it. So that was it. I made that statement to her. I made that commitment to her, and then we got talking. And I was patient enough for her to hear also. It took about another 6 months, around November, December, before she heard, after seeking God guidance and seeking counsel from our spiritual mentor. And at the end of the day, she got our own confirmation, and then we properly kicked off, courtship into marriage. So it's very important that we seek God guidance for that. So that was how I met her, and because of the way it was, it helped us to develop a certain foundation that has kept us all this while. A certain spiritual foundation, because we knew what the assignment was. We were not deciding to be together based off of emotional feelings alone. We had a spiritual foundation, a spiritual background on the matter. So it was not something that the impression had to come from just gifts and I love you and all those affirmation statements, even if they are very, very necessary. But what was pushing us was purpose. What was pushing us was the fact that we are aligned spiritually and to the will of God. And so we also built a foundation whereby prayer was important. While we were cutting, even till this day, we were praying in the morning and in the evening. It was a long distance relationship most of the time. We didn't see every day, but we prayed every day. Twice every day we were praying. And it that helped us to build a very strong spiritual foundation. Whatever decisions we wanted to make, even in the planning for the wedding, we had to make our decision based off of the nudging and the leading of the Spirit of God. We didn't do anything that was not impressed on us by the Spirit of God. And we made sure that we were so aligned in our faith and in our spiritual growth that most decisions, most suggestions were coming aligned already. I could say, this is what I heard, and this is how I think we should do it. And she'll be like, oh, it's the same thing I heard. It was that the connection was that strong spiritually because the relationship was based on God. The reason was based on a strong spiritual connection. That is the reason why in choosing a partner, it's important that we choose someone that can help us grow spiritually. We choose someone that aligns with our faith. We choose someone that aligns with our belief. We choose someone that aligns with our core values and what we believe that should be our, our basis as godly people. It is very important that we have that. It is very important that we do that. It is very important that we align with God's Spirit with that. Now, another thing that was also key um, in choosing my partner and how I knew she was my wife was the fact that she had a good character. Character is important in choosing a partner because it helps you to be sure that you are getting married to a man that is not just speaking in tongues and firebrand, but a man that also has kindness in him. A man that is kind to you and others. Many times we were picking partners. She's nice. He's nice. He's cool. He's okay. He's always good to me. He buys me gifts. She's there. She supports me. She shows me concern. But that is not enough. Is she kind to others? Many times people might be kind to you because of the feeling they have for you and because they want you. But the main judgment should be how they are towards other people. The main judgment should be how they treat other people. You have to be with someone that is kind. The kindness is not just shown in gifts, it's shown in the way they react when there is an issue. It shows in the way that they treat other people, servants, colleagues, mates, and peers. It shows in the way they care for their parents, as close as that. You know, so you have to look at character. The alignment has to not just come spiritually, the alignment has to also come in character. And these were things that I looked at, and it helped me to know that this is the person for me. You know, you have to be with someone that is generous. You know, that is the character we have to look out for. Someone that is generous. You know, if it's helping you to grow spiritually, it should be helping you to be more healthy mentally. It should be helping you to also grow healthy as physically. It has to be an all round, even if the foundation is spiritual. So that is very important. You know, I am married to someone that is generous and kind, and it translates to me and everybody around me. I don't need to have a special arrangement when my parents, my siblings, and my relatives are coming. I don't need to prepare in a special way because I know that she is kind. She has a good heart. She's generous. There won't be a problem. We have to look at that when picking the right partner. We also have to be sure. Look at how they react during conflicts. Because the truth of the matter is that a good, effective communicator makes a good partner. You have to have a partner that can communicate effectively, a partner that is ready to listen to you when you speak. As men, we don't joke with respect. It's something that helps us to keep going and gives us that feeling of comfort and peaceability, that we know that life is moving on when we are being respected, especially by our partners. So it's important that we know that whoever we are with, we have people that are firebrand, speaking in tongues, Christians that have a very bad character when it comes to respect. They can be so disrespectful. We've had issues of that. We've solved issues of that, even in our marriage, with people coming to us and tell us, even people we thought, this person is super, you know, because of how they are spiritually and what they exhibit. We find out that deep down, they have a character flaw. They don't respect. So as men, we seek a woman that respects us. We should be very careful to know why choosing we should not wait. You know, I had someone that told me that they're not a love person, or you don't have to, when you reach the marriage, the things go they come up one by one inside the marriage. All the love, now inside marriage, they love, now inside marriage, everything. The truth of the matter is that you need to know before you enter. Because as a Christian, divorce is not the option. It only comes in when, you know, Christianity has been put in a way that we only think of divorce when it threatens our life. And I am for that. You know, I am for that. But the truth of the matter is that many things can be avoided if we make the right decision when we are picking a partner. So, like I said, a good spiritual foundation, someone that aligns and helps to support your spiritual growth, someone also that helps you to know, okay, that shows kindness. Someone that shows kindness, character is very crucial. Someone that shows you kindness, someone that is able to solve conflicts well with active listening and effective communication. It is very important that we have that also. You know, someone that is generous, you know, someone that helps you to serve God better. And we serve God with you. My people, these are the things that I saw, and it has helped us to build the marriage that we have now. Some things are just by default. I don't need to try to be a better husband. She doesn't need to try so much to be a better wife, because there are some things that are basics. We know that for everything that we do, we seek God's guidance. It is how we live. So I don't have to we want to make a bold decision, we want to start a business, or we want to do something, and I have to now try to convince my partner that we have to pray about it first. Or I have to try to convince my partner that we have to seek guidance, first. It's not something that I have to do. It is something that comes naturally. We know, oh, this is what we have to do. Okay, we need to pray. We need to pray. We need to seek God's face. We need to take time out. It is a natural thing. Nobody has to convince the other person of it. I also don't have to do a long sermon because my parents are coming or my mother is visiting to make sure that they are well taken care of. These are things that we need to take note of. We have partners. My pastor, Pastor Oyedepo, he was talking and he said, don't be with a partner that can come and drop you in church but will not enter the church. It's very important that we have partners that are there. They align with your faith. Your faith is important because let me illustrate something quickly. The creator of a product knows the expectations of that product. That is the truth. And only the creator of that product can decide if that product is successful in the market or not. The way we define success in business and even in marriages should come from how God has designed marriage to be. If I make a phone that I say this phone is supposed to, where I will say this phone is successful is when I've made 1 million sales of this product, and then people have seen it as a product that can solve their solutions, and they are patronizing it. But then this phone can go to the market and 50,000 people buy it, and they feel this is my go-to. And they feel this product is so nice, it's successful. This is one of the best products in the market. And I don't get 1 million people saying that. To me, the creator of that product, the product has failed. Those people might give their testimony of success, but if it's not able to go beyond that, to me, the creator, my product has failed. So the truth of the matter is that success is measured only with the eyes that God sees it. The purpose why God created us should be our focal point when it comes to fulfilling purpose, when it comes to measuring success. God is our creator. He has a plan for us. He has a purpose for us, that we are able to not just serve him, but to bring others to serve him. We are able to live a life that will draw men to him. We are able to live a life that will make people want to serve God. That is it. That is God's purpose for our life. And in that purpose, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Every other thing is added. Money is not the focus, but then building a strong spiritual foundation, choosing a partner that values your faith, that aligns with your spiritual goal, that is ready to make sure you grow spiritually, choosing a partner that has a good character, choosing a partner that is generous. It is what our focus should be. So I think I've been able to let us know how I knew she was my wife. These were the things I looked out for. These were the things that guided me. And ever since, it has helped us to build a very good foundation that we are laying more blocks and building it better and better. We are getting better in it. But the truth of the matter is that we can't get worse. We can't go back because the foundation is strong and is based on these few points of mine. So that was how I knew she was my wife. And it has been very blissful all this while. And I just hope that you listening to me can take a cue from this and be able to discern and choose the right partner by walking with God and allowing him guide you through his spirit. And I pray that God helps us, that when we are making these decisions, it will be the right one, It will be the perfect one, and it will follow the perfect will of God for our lives. And by that, we are able to fulfill purpose. We are able to live a life that will bring glory to God. We are able to be with someone that will make it easier, that will make our Christian journey sweeter, that will make our life fulfilling, our life by fulfilling purpose better, that will help us to live this life where we can make impact, and we're able to at the end say, yes, I was successful. Yes, I have the best person by my side. Yes, I'm better because of you. Yes, God has helped me and have given me the one that is best for me. Remember, no rush. Make sure these things are in place, and God will help us make the right decision. God bless you until we see you again next week. It's been a nice time talking to you today, and I hope that we are blessed by this episode. See you guys next time. God bless you.